Okay, this is part 3 of a 3-part series on the 7 amazing benefits of fasting. And Dr. Nagel is going to briefly go through everything that we've talked about so far, and then we'll cover our last 3 benefits for today.
I'll be the chart flipper today. So if you remember, Aaron and I on our functional med side of our practice, take on tough cases, autoimmunity, neurodegeneration, autism, you name it, the things that other people struggle with, thyroid problems.
Yeah.
And we get most people better, and we do that through a multi-therapeutic approach. And so it can be kind of complicated if you get into the details, but I try and make it simple when I present it to people. So number 1, detoxification, huge. You're not going to get better unless you get the toxins out. We're in a super toxic environment, more toxic than we've ever been in human existence. Gut health, another huge part of it's a critical component of getting healthy. You're not going to get healthy without the gut. And diet. So diet is such a helpful component. Once again, you're not going to get healthy, fully healthy, unless you change your diet.
You need all 3.
You need all 3.
And so what we're focusing right now, this is what you can do on your own to help with this portion of the multi-therapeutic.
And we do this part through coaching. This part is a little more of our expertise where people need our help on it. But this, you can really get the ball rolling doing things like this, fasting, intermittent fasting, things like that. Making your metabolism more adaptable.
Right. Okay, so again, we're doing this to prepare you for a 5-day water fast. You can either follow along just to see how it goes and just to learn more about it, or you can actually follow along to participate in the 5-day water fast. And we would love for you to share this with your friends and family who would be interested in doing a 5-day water fast with us as a group. Right now we are up to 160 on our Fast for Health page. This is our page on Facebook that you can go to get all of the training leading up to the fast. Right now we're up to 160. Our goal is to get at least 200 people on there following along this time for our fast.
Yep.
Okay, and it's October 25th through the 29th. That's when our 5-day water fast is going to be, and that's a Sunday through a Thursday.
So again, we did 2 previous videos. I would recommend going back. They're short. Going back, I am going to review some of the concepts here as I go through, and then we hit our last, 3 benefits of fasting. So
7 amazing benefits of fasting.
Right. So autophagy, remember that's self-eating. When you go into a state of fasting, your body creates a hierarchy of the cells, the bad cells that it's going to attack. So it attacks the most dysfunctional cells first. So it might be autoimmune cells or cancer cells or damaged muscle tissue or organ tissue or whatnot. 2016, the Nobel Prize winner won it on fasting and autophagy and the health benefits of that. It stimulates your stem cells. So I'm going to talk about this in from a couple different avenues, both from a hormone standpoint and a stem cell standpoint. I think I mentioned that through fasting and stem cells, I really didn't change my lifestyle, but threw on like 6 pounds of muscle just from stem cells and optimizing hormones. Ketones, ton of benefits. So you move from sugar burning pathways to fat burning pathways. So like say you eat carbs, it'll break down to a sugar. Fat breaks down to ketones. And so we measure that index, the balance between glucose and ketones, and when those ketones rise, and there's just a ton of information on the benefits that it has as far as like downregulating cellular inflammation, increasing brain clarity, turning on and off bad genes, energy diversion. So we just spend a ton of energy digesting food. The average American eats 17 times a day, and so it just requires a ton of cellular energy to digest food and put all the nutrients where they need to be. So when we don't eat, we actually have this excessive amount of energy for healing and repair. And so that's one of the 7 amazing benefits.
That's right.
So number 5.
This is the new one for today. This is Hormone Optimization. So you get an increase right away. Really, it's like the second day. You get a boost in the human growth hormone. And then also your cells become more hormone sensitive. So do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically when you start bringing insulin down and your body starts tapping into fat, especially like organ fat, and that's what really drives a lot of disease. You're gonna increase insulin sensitivity, so the opposite of that would be insulin resistance, which is the diabetes track, right? So we increase insulin sensitivity, we decrease insulin levels, which increases growth hormone, which burns fat and builds muscle. And so in heals, you have healing, growth, and repair with increased growth hormone.
Yeah, and that's huge.
And I talked about this, sorry, I knew I had another point. This goes back to when I talked about stem cells. So growth hormone also works with those stem cells, and that's after our last fast, without, like I said, a little bit of hockey, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of resistance training, same stuff I always do. And just through that hormone optimization, I was able to put on 6 pounds of muscle I wasn't really trying to.
And you get your largest spike in that growth hormone on day 4 and 5 of your water fast. So for those of you who just want to do a couple of days with us, that's great. There's no such thing as doing a fast wrong or making it not benefit you, because you're always going to get benefits from doing a little bit of fasting. But if you can extend it out to day 4 and 5 and make that be your motivation, this is where it's really going to, you have a lot of brain healing, you have a lot of growth hormone happening, and we're going to go through all of that in our
The benefits between 3 and 5 are exponential.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Just to make changes in like conditions and autoimmunity and that type of stuff too. Okay, number 6 is resetting the microbiome. So you are starving out bad bacteria, and so kind of think of, at the end of your fast, think of your body as having a clean slate, and it's really important to repopulate that gut bacteria with good bacteria. And so we're going to go through refeeding after a fast.
Refeeding is really important. We kind of hacked at it the first time we did it. It's really important because your bacteria actually, there's a gut-brain connection, and the bugs in your gut determine what you crave. So, theoretically, if you like refeed with like wine and pizza or beer and pizza or something like that, that's what you're gonna feed.
So that later on.
Yeah, so eating clean after the fast, breaking the fast, repopulating, we'll go over those, is really important.
That you should refeed with, yeah. It also is going to heal and seal leaky gut. So if you feel like you have leaky gut, if you have a lot of allergy issues, if you have rashes on your skin, that type of thing, this is a great opportunity to heal and seal that gut, that leaky gut. So that's a pretty cool benefit.
There's also some, other products like Ion, which is tetrahydrite. It comes from dirt. It was developed by Dr. Zach Bush. Amazing product to actually seal those little junctions in the gut.
Yeah,
so
this is another way to do it.
Yep.
So, okay. And then 80% of your immunity lies in your gut. So that's just really important, the fact that we are starving out that bad bacteria, sealing up that leaky gut. It's going to really help with your immunity.
The other part is that the majority of your serotonin, so your feel-good hormones, neurotransmitters, not hormone, come from the gut bacteria. So once again, anxiety and depression, and
so many people don't think that's linked, and it absolutely
trouble
is.
feeling joy has a ton to do with the gut.
Yep. Okay, and then our last but not least, and we covered a little bit, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but it resets the DNA. So just people don't get sick from bad genes, they get sick from bad lifestyles, and we talked about that before. Things may seem like they run in families, but really lifestyles run in families. And so if you can do this and shut off those genes that are causing you to pass those on, those symptoms, conditions on, that is a wonderful thing, and it's powerful.
Yeah, and you can turn them off, right? So yeah. So I don't know. But the thing, so if it runs in the family, you may have a predisposition to something. So you can have a cleaner lifestyle than somebody next to you. And if they don't have those genes turned on, you get disease they don't. But the key is that if everybody's clean, the genes turn off, and we see that. And then when you fast, that really happens. You turn off those bad genes and turn on good ones.
Yep. Okay, so that sums up our 7 amazing benefits of fasting. Make sure that you sign up to follow our Fast for Health page. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. And we are going to start doing 1 training session a week. We're going to try to do it at the beginning of each week leading up to the fast, so you have something to follow for that week. And then you can, we're just going to build on that as we go. So by the time we get to the 5-day water fast, your body's going to be ready for it. Okay?
All right.
All right.
We'll see you next week.